Hi everyone, Philip Bruce at Stone Arch Law Office. I'm an estate planning attorney here in Minnesota, and the question I'm dealing with today, or had been asked today, that I actually answered for a potential client, but I'll bring onto this video, is all they had was cash accounts, largely bank accounts, IRAs, life insurance, and they want to just list. They got about 13 or 14 different beneficiaries, nieces, nephews, and they just want to do the beneficiary designations on those, and then have that payout. And they wanted to know if they needed any planning. That's a tough question because that's very borderline. Many companies are not going to want to list 13 people. Definitely not if someone's a minor. If someone's a minor, don't ever add them to a beneficiary designation on an account, a pay on death beneficiary. If I die, who gets it? List adults. Really list 2 or 3 adults. That's about the limit of where you probably want to be doing that. After that, it starts to get very complicated, especially when we're talking about IRA money, because depending on to whom you're giving that IRA money, they can be treated differently for tax purposes. So you just want to be a little bit careful. 2 or 3 adults, I would add those to beneficiary designations. Even 4 adults, I think you're probably okay. Money is fortunately, obviously, a very liquid thing and can be divided very easily. The equation is different with real estate. We've talked about transfer on death deeds. That's another topic. That's like adding a pay on death beneficiary to your house. We only do that when it's one person getting that transfer on death deed, because you can't split it. Who's paying the expenses? Spouses have to sign off on real estate. That's a whole mess. But when it comes to those cash accounts, if you're naming just adults and they're all doing well, and they're not in compromised relationships, and they're responsible with money, or the money that they're getting isn't enough where it's going to really mess up their lives potentially, yeah, just list people. Once we've got 10 plus, once we've got probably 5 or 6 plus, we might want to do something a little bit different. One thing that people will oftentimes do is they're going to create a revocable trust. We've talked about these. This is our private family entity. And then I don't name 13 people on my bank account or my life insurance. I name one thing, the trust. Okay? And now that I've named the trust, what I can do in the trust is I can name dozens of people, charities. I can name an ongoing trust to manage it for young people. That's where our minors come into play. So what I do is I just name the one thing, and then the revocable trust itself, probate free, can shoot it out wherever we want to shoot it out in any manner we want to do that. So that's my recommendation typically when we get more than 4 or 5 even responsible adults getting money. Any questions about this, shoot us an email.